Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for December 6th through the 12th, 2021. So before we begin, I'd like to thank everyone for the healing and your prayers as I'm going through this recovery. I caught the stomach flu last Saturday morning early. I woke up at 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning with chills and aches and cramps and all that stuff. So I'm still experiencing some symptoms. I definitely am feeling a little bit better. And so it just feels weird to not be present to share what's going on energetically this week. And so I'm going to attempt to do that and say nothing else about it for now, other than I will continue to rest this week. And when there's a chance I see that I am really much better, I will resume everything. I don't know about if I will get around to, because it takes a lot of energy to do the zodiac readings, the 13 or 12 of them, 12 plus the monthly. I may do a monthly, but we'll see. So just ask you to bear with me this month, okay? So we are using a new tarot deck for this season, and it's called The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed, and this is a Hay House published deck. Okay, so I know some people have signed up for readings with me, so I've already sort of spoken to them. And I don't know why I just saw the word restless, but okay. So just be aware that I will get around to those when I'm feeling better. I had offered for the month of December my special offer Angel Reading. It's still available if you want to purchase it, and if you want to wait until I'm better, you can do that, or wait to the next month and see if there's availability. So I'm most likely going to continue the special offer reading for the month of December and January. So so you can just go to my webpage, theangelschool.com /services page, and there you will see this $77 half-hour reading as it's normally printed. The special offer is that I extend it for 1 full hour, and within 24 hours on the first business day, I will send you a confirmation email noting the special offer, and the instructions are there to help you set up the appointment. So just follow them. And then notice when it says the starting date, where you can submit your availability. All right, but if it's something you feel led to do, then go ahead, and like I said, I will let you know when I'm feeling better. I think in the next week, I should be really getting much better. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. And they want you to just tune into your heart space. And they're writing the words life and safe. When I felt like that, they want you just to really be aware. It was almost a sense of just tune into your life through your inner being, through your heart, and be aware of the safety and security that this aspect of your being, this powerful aspect of your being, is always radiating those signals out towards any situation that is forthcoming. And they just wrote, they really want you to pay attention, be aware of, they wrote fake. So I get a sense of this is about fake signals, fake news, okay? Be aware of things that the fear, because fear is really what is fake. There is a way for us to approach circumstances where we need to be aware, to be, okay, I guess the word might cautious, but there's a difference when your heart reads the signals and reads the signs, when your heart focuses on the destination with certainty and clarity. The outlook of your heart helps you to navigate what you need to be aware of, what you might need to be cautious of. But the one thing that it will not encourage or point you in the direction of is fear. So when you are feeling afraid, this is an sort of a exploitation of your ego's viewpoint about what might unfold. And it's interesting because at the beginning of getting prepared, I was thinking about, because, here we are, the end of the year, and oftentimes people like to know what's happening for the upcoming year. And I was thinking about the possibility of doing, an annual reading. But the thing that is so important is the outcomes. There are going to be at least several outcomes available to you, dependent upon how you work with the energies as they're unfolding. And the outcome of fear and the outcome of awareness lead to different outcomes. It doesn't mean that you might just get the negative just because you are afraid, though, the whole way through. Doesn't necessarily mean that. What you may discover is that you just exerted a lot of energy at all the wrong things, and it could have been easier, the journey to that destination of relief. And sometimes we may experience an outcome that is, let's say, positive. Yet, because of our negative approach, we aren't able to enjoy all the opportunities and rewards and new possibilities that this will give birth to because of that outlook. And so if we happen to be extremely positive and create a lot of faith, and we reach outcomes that somehow disappoint our expectations, it doesn't mean that you failed. It may mean that you have to keep crafting that openness in terms of your awareness, that you may need to expand. And that might be a challenge in that moment, but it also may be a testing in that building of a skill so that you really start to understand just how limitless you are and the universe that holds you. So you see, just because we have these ideas around formulas and the expectation of those formulas doesn't necessarily make any of them true. And so you have to understand that you have free license. And years ago, the angels showed me a paintbrush, and this is always meant to me free license. And this is what's so important for us to understand about our futures. They are what we make of them. At any moment, they are what we make of them. Even in the present moment, where your life is truly safe, the present moment right now, not the moment that you're anticipating ahead of you, even if it's a few seconds, but the one that you're in right now, you are always safe. And the reason that you're always safe is because you always have choices. There is no greater potential of your power that exists except in a moment, the moment right now, where you get to choose. And the choice, the power of that choice, is in your ability to be as clear in vibration and light. Your options are as bright as you allow your heart to inspire you. And the lack of that creates also another scope of options and possibilities. But if you could really take your mind off of what has happened and what might happen, and usually we get stuck in between what has happened and then can't see what might happen because of what has happened. Now, where are you in that moment? Your future is being bounced off and in between the polarities of your worst past scenario and what you might be able to dream. And you're living in limbo because you're forgetting about where you stand in this moment. Your light is blazing in the moment. Your light is blazing in the moment because of the past, and it's blazing in the moment for the future. And if you can't blaze in the moment with it, then you're stuck. You're stuck on the wheel of karma to keep spinning and spinning this lesson out over and over again until you are ready to break free from it. And the only way to break free from it is to blaze in the moment. Blaze in the light of this moment right now and choose from that. Choose from the most clarity that you can allow. You got to remember, there's that moment of compassion you have to have. And remember, just because you can only allow this much of your light to blaze in this moment, if you keep doing that every moment, doing better, just imagine at that future moment that you allow the optimal potential of your light to blaze to help you choose just how profound all the choices that will come and all the possibilities that you'll be able to dream and fulfill, just how profoundly satisfying, exhilarating it will all be. But just because this is what you are able to allow doesn't mean that this isn't the best of choices right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to remember this, but I was watching Tim Wilde, who has written a book with Diana Cooper. And I can't see the book around me right now. It's the Archangel, and I had to sit down, so I think I can still see the viewfinder. So this is called the Essential Guide, the Archangel Guide to Ascension, 55 Steps to the Light, Diana Cooper and Tim Wilde. And he has his own channel, and he was talking about voiding commands. Now, I really wasn't feeling as well, but I went back and I copied this statement, and let's see if I can remember, because I just, wow, okay. I, and then insert your name, full name, void all commands by the power of my own light. I, Barry Jones III, void all lower commands by the power of my own light. And when I was doing it, I saw this as an addition to add to that. By the power of one, by the power of the laws, I'm sorry, you have to excuse me, by the laws of one, so mote it be. So I'll do it one more time. I, insert your name, full name, avoid all lower commands by the power of my own light, by the laws of one, so mote it be. And this was very powerful for me. It helped to clear those lower commands, to void those. I hope I didn't say avoid. It's supposed to be void all commands. So void the lower commands. So it helped me to void them. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write the statement in the description link below, the correct one. All right. So, but it helped. I could feel my light pour in and just clear out, wash out all of those lower commands. And I think what he means by this is the lower bandwidth. So I don't believe in evil, but there are bandwidths of consciousness from the lower spectrum to the higher, and they're like it's just transmissions. And I think I don't want to put things in terms of evil, not because I'm trying to avoid the subject, but because it's almost as if it's something much more profound than that. It's almost a little scientific or spiritually scientific. I'm making that word up just to get my point across. But the idea is that these lower bandwidths, in our human experience and in the universe, there is a reason for all these different frequencies. There's a purpose for them. I don't know what that is, but there is a purpose for them. In this human experience, those lower bandwidths have a certain state of consciousness. And I have spoken about this, but I'm not going to remember because I'm not feeling well. But, it is what gives us the contrast, that diversity that allows us to sort of ping back and forth off of these various signals. And when they ping back and forth within us, they stir within us sort of a creation of its own, a purpose, right? So we learn from the contrast. But let's say now when I've been feeling like this, those lower bandwidths really create sort of a fear around what's happening to me physically. Now, when I sat down during the week one day to do my own personal reading, and it connected me and helped me to understand what I'm releasing during this very powerful time. And it was just very comforting to understand what I'm releasing, and the things that are clearing away from my body and my being, that is freeing me up, so that simply it's like the light is amplifying as those lower bandwidths are purging from it. And this will allow for new levels of awareness and create new potential and possibilities. So this is a simple understanding of what I'm trying to get at, but I think it's really important for you to understand why they're telling you your life is safe, and why we need to tune in to our heart's guidance. Our heart is radiating a light that is sending out signals of love and is highlighting a path of love around anything that you might be afraid of or feel cautious about. But instead of allowing yourself to go in that way of dealing and managing, they're asking you to hold on to awareness instead. Use awareness rather than fear to navigate forward. Okay, so let's take a look at the card from the Archangel Oracle. Didn't expect that. So this is Brilliant Idea, and this is Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel works with your solar plexus chakra, which is in the fifth dimension, gold. And so you can see here that first of all, that gold energy is Christ consciousness, all right, which is this 10th dimensional frequency of unconditional love. And we were talking about inspiration earlier, and this card is sort of that, brilliant idea. And this is just highlighting that they want you to sort of get in this space where you are able to draw from the inspiration in order to resolve whatever is going on in your life. And the Archangel Uriel is saying here, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. And this is telling you that this week, you're going to be getting a lot of clear thoughts in terms of your intuition, in terms of ideas, in terms of the way your mind, and this is going to give you confidence. Now, the solar plexus sends out these fingers of light often, and this is why I understand now why the conversation we just had, because in the three-dimensional, it has gotten used to sending out signals like fingers of light in order to figure out where the problems are, to protect you. Like, so we're looking for, it's been looking for the fears, the illusions. And now, in this fifth dimensional frequency, it is to send out those fingers of light, of love, so that you place yourself in situations where you feel safe and confident in your spiritual power. And this is why it's interesting that we must figure out how to make this shift from fear to awareness. Why look for the problems when you can be looking for the opportunities or the possibilities or the alternatives when something doesn't feel like it resonates? And why do we need to be afraid when we can focus on resonance? Maybe harmonic resonance. And if you're doing that, your fingers of light that are going out from this chakra are looking for the possibilities. It's looking for happiness. It's looking for security and safety, confidence, instead of fear. And now you're always preparing for the worst instead of preparing for the best outcome that's possible based on how much you're willing to blaze your light in every moment. So blaze your light. And your light is blazing in the moment through the ideas that you receive in the moment. They interrupt, like a thunderbolt, that negative pattern. And that is divine guidance coming through to help you. And look what we have here. You can't make this stuff up, because this is what the Ace of Fire is about. The Ace of Wands is about a new idea coming to you out of nowhere. A fire, a passion. This could be romantically, because the Wands does have that phallic energy as well. It could be about ideas or about a new passion or about a new opportunity that you weren't expecting. The divine hand is drawing something in. And I would ask you to really tune into the colors within this card and just feel those colors. And as you feel those colors, what comes up for you? What aspect of yourself is aroused? Or an aspect of your life that is aroused with enthusiasm? And trust those instincts. Trust your instincts. Trust your passions. It is a card of bringing, all the aces bring in auspicious energy. It brings in a unified and very potent um, construct of the element that it's representing. It's more powerful. The aces are like the magician, full power. So one in our numerical thinking usually sort of symbolizes the least, because there's only one of instead of 2 or 10, right? But in the tarot, it is like unlimited potential, unified and directed in this finite moment, which is overwhelmingly powerful for the moment, because we're so used to being split or living in limbo and the illusion of our fears. And so when an ace comes in, boom, there is this breakthrough of potential to transform any circumstance you're going through. So don't be a fatalist and just let that opportunity, go by without you hopping on and riding it. The messenger of fire, which in this deck, messenger is the knight here, because the pages are pages in this deck, and queens and kings are queen. But here, the messenger. And this is telling us, and look at her head, and we got all these ideas, so this is confirming, lit up with all those candles, that there's going to be, you're going to be restless, and there's that word that they were mentioning at the beginning. So you may really experience this restlessness this week. Now, you can you can fight it, and when you fight it, it implodes, so you blow fuses, either outwardly at other people, or you blow fuses within yourself, which means your energy just goes out. You may find that as a result of this, that some part of your physical body blows out, or your immune system might blow out. I can think what has come up for me is around my voice, around not just singing, but also what I do here, and holding back, right? And not really trusting whatever that more is, partially because sometimes I still deal with that whole thing. This is crazy kind of thing, right? But so, when we don't let it out, it has to go somewhere, the energy. So think about that. And let that, if you're restless, go with it, ride it. Ride up, get on that horse, so to speak, with we usually see the knights on, and just champion your out there. Go out there and do what it is. Take that idea, put it into action. Now, in realistic forms, you have to just do something with it. And whatever step works for you and within your circumstances, then you do that. But it will just ignite the flame. It will give so much hope. And that kind of channel of light flowing in your life, it just uplifts. It makes you feel healthier. It makes you feel like just living in the moment. And that's what we dare to do when we're afraid. We let our fears control us. And we have the card, Strength card. And this tells us that we need to be compassionate, that our real strength right now comes through being compassionate, not only with others, but with ourselves. And we need to be compassionate with others because we're going through, since the December 11th through the December 20th, 21st, and Diana Cooper was even talking about the culmination really being December 24th. And if I can, I will put a link to a conversation between her and Tim Wild about this, because they were doing like an Ascension series of 10 videos. But we're going through a lot in this time period, like what I'm going through, and people are going through it in different ways. And this is all, again, the light provoking us to awareness, not fear. And we have to be careful not to let our ego's illusion use this moment to drag us down by our fears. Can't allow that to happen. And let me tell you, it has been very difficult. But I could not allow that to be. And you can't either. You can't. And so you have to have compassion for yourself and for everybody else, because of what the light process, the Ascension process, is taking you through in order to move you into this next level of potential power that you have not yet offered to yourself or allowed, because of the way that we live in limbo between pinging back and forth between the past and what could be. Because what could be, based on what your past failures, it's not going to be a lot. And so we have to stop doing that and blaze in the moment. Blaze in the light. Blaze in our light in this moment right now. And it will take strength for you to have compassion for yourself, to give yourself a break from that cycle, to get off of that wheel of karma and to get on to the path of ascension. And she's looking back at all of this potential, everything, even the Archangel Uriel is looking at what's coming in the moment, the power of of your ideas, of your heart, your passions, your instincts, your desires. This is a powerful week for those things to take you. It's almost like there's energy, like it's like a super speed motor, like those chargers or those things in those games, when you hit them and then you get this boost of energy. If you focus on this, it'll zoom you through, or at least zoom you over something that's really has the potential to drag you down. So don't ignore. All right, let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck. It's the Queen of Waters. Queen of Water. So what is she trying to tell us? Because we had all this fire energy. Even the Strength card is the sign of Leo. So we have all this this fire, creativity, energy. We are in the month of December, and in the Sagittarius energy. So this is about finding your truth, really pursuing that. And so, we're definitely, this reading is showing an alignment coming through, a very powerful alignment in this month, despite what your sign is. If you're, Sagittarius, wow, you're really in your element this month, right? But the Queen of Water is someone, first of all, we're just looking at her, and without even thinking about what the card means, she's taking it all in. She's grounding it. She's taking it all in and just letting it ground in her. I almost get a sense of whatever these ideas are, just take them in. Just breathe, take it in, let it really marinate within you. Don't be dismissive. Don't worry. Also, don't allow other things now outside of you to distract you from this, whatever it is, because she's good for that. She's such a mother that she forgets to protect herself, meaning to set boundaries so that she can find fulfillment for herself through her own gifts and talents. I mean, she's a natural communicator, a natural counselor. And sometimes it's hard for her to take her own advice, because to take her advice would be to take care of yourself. So then this is also a message of self-care. And I promise I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do anything else. I just needed to do this because this really helps me too. The weekly readings to me are far more important than any of the other readings that I do on the channel. And we need this, and I need this. So the rest of the week, I'm going to rest, and I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to put myself first, blah, 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 blah. But we need to do this. So we need to really focus on what's lighting us up, because we need the light. And the light is coming through your mind. It's coming through your heart. We need the light. The light is here. The light is blazing. The light is never going to die. And it is definitely not being diminished by any of the fake things that are going on right now. The fake news, the false illusions. And it's not intentional, some of it. This, what I'm talking about when I say the fake, I'm talking about that this concept of shadow or illusion or evil because when you give it power, the stronger the name, the more power you give it. If you believe, or if you're afraid that things are really going to go bad, for the world, I mean, and like, you see so much stuff going on television that's real in the three-dimensional construct, of course. It's just not real in the fifth dimensional construct because of how the fifth dimension mindset observes and internalizes the same information. The fifth dimensional construct sees opportunities. It sees reason for being, right? Raison d'être. It sees that this must, in order for this, that this struggle is creating higher potential of light. For every question, for every void within us that grows deeper because of what is occurring, at the polar opposite of the laws of polarity is the highest visions of the future, the best, the solutions. This is how it just is. And so you must not give up in being in the reality of your I am presence, your heart and your soul, that is creating the outcomes that you truly desire. And the light, the form, the way that's coming into your heart in this week is guiding that. It is giving you the opportunity to participate in that light, to reveal a reality, a brighter picture of what not only the future can be, but what today can be when we all participate in the light without expectation, but with knowing, faith, and confidence that a transformation of the light is profoundly possible and must show up. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And I thank you for being with me and hopefully not chastising me for showing up. But I send you my love and God bless you.